Listen, guys, today is going to be crazy. I got a good friend of mine that's going to be on today, and he's going to be giving his story about how he lost over 100 pounds. Crazy. I've been having a lot of people jumping on my podcast lately who's been dropping 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 plus pounds. So this is going to be a crazy one. He's also a buddy of mine from high school. And so we go way back, all the way back to Westlake High School days, back here in Atlanta, Georgia. And so I know he'll jump on in just a second. But as y'all jump on, let me know where y'all are watching from. Let me know where you're watching from, because this is going to be a really, really good live tonight, y'all. A really, really good one. All right, I'm going to say drop your questions below, because we're also going to do some Q&A. Drop your questions below. All right, he'll be jumping on in just a second, guys. But also, for anybody who may not know who I am, you might be new to my content. You might be like, who is this guy popping up on my timeline doing a live video? I'm Jay Jackson. For the past 12 years now, I've been in the fitness industry, helping a lot of entrepreneurs and busy professionals really just drop weight, get in shape, take back control of their health. I'm also the author of Gut to Abs, which you can go find over on Amazon.com. You can grab you a physical copy, or you can get you a digital copy, whatever one. I try to make it convenient for you. I know Q will be jumping on in just a second, but let's see if I see him in here. I don't see him yet. I know he'll be on in just a second, guys. Stay tuned. If you got questions, again, drop them down below. This is a guy who's dropped over 100 pounds. Okay, over 100 pounds. It's so crazy. I'm not going to share his story, but here's how much weight he dropped. When we were in school, we played football together, and I was a running back, and he was a lineman. If y'all know anything about football, linemen, they're not small guys, right? And the next time I had seen him, I see he just jumped on. I thought he was sick, to be honest, because of how much weight he had dropped. And so it's just to show how crazy of a transformation he had. But we're about to dive into it. That's just scratching the surface of this guy's story, because it's powerful. And that's why I wanted to bring him on, and so that we could share the story to impact more people. Q, I believe you got to press either the little plus button down there, or the little the little person button with the little head, talking head with the arrow. Press one of those to request to jump on, and then I'll let you on. All right, give us a second, y'all. And again, as y'all jump on, let me know where y'all are watching from. I always like to know where people are watching from. And then after you've done that, send this live out. Press that little arrow in the bottom right hand corner. Press that little arrow. Send this live out to 5 people. After you've done it, come back and comment done. All right. After you've done it, come back and comment done. All right. I see we got one question. All right. I see Q. All right. Here we go. In the house. Then we got some ATL people in the house too. There you go. What up? What up?
What up? What up? What up? What's up, Jay? How you doing, man?
You, bro.
You hear me? Going in and out.
Can y'all hear him? Because I can't hear him. Is it me or is it?
Okay, I hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Oh, what? Give me 1 second. Let me cut these AirPods. All right. All right. Say something now.
You got me?
Perfect. See, that was me. I had my AirPods on. See, I normally have these dang AirPods on all the time. All right. How you feeling?
Yeah, baby. Man, I feel good. It's Monday, best day of the week.
Hey,
Blessed.
I'm trying to tell you. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you jumping on with me, taking time out of your day, out of your evening, because I know you could be with your beautiful family right now, right? But
Man, I appreciate the invitation.
I love it. I appreciate it, man. So I was just telling everybody a little bit about your story. I didn't go too deep because I want you to share it yourself, right? And so, that's what we're going to do. We're going to share your story and then share, some expert tips, because not only have you lost a lot of weight and had your own amazing transformation, you also have helped other people transform their body, through
Correct.
health and fitness, right?
Correct.
And so, what I always like to do from the start, from the get go, is like everybody sees this expert, this fitness expert, this health expert, Q Body Fitness, right? But they want to know, where did he come from? How did he get to this point? And so we want to know the backstory about all the challenges, the insecurities, everything that was going on in your life before now. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about it.
All right. You know what? I got a little glimpse. You're saying, you dating back to the football days, but man, the whole journey started long before then. Um, just growing up as a child, facing obesity. Um, I will say I wasn't like most children. I kind of knew I was overweight, and of course it weighed on me heavily as a kid. You go to the pool, the summer camps, and you're that one kid you're afraid to take your shirt off. So I'm in the pool, full clothes on, but
Yeah.
that was my only way of. I don't even know if you could say hiding it, because once you get wet, everything shows. But it made me more comfortable to have on a full T-shirt or two in the pool. And so from that point on, I will say this: as a kid, I always tried to lose weight. I worked out. I did the whole trash bag running thing, push-ups every night. I used to get up in shadow box watching Rocky. So it was one thing I always tried to lose weight.
Right.
Until you have that surreal moment in your life where it just clicks for you mentally, then you'll always be on that I'm trying struggle bus, because it's way more what people think it is. And the starting point is not even where people think it is. Um,
Right. Talk about that.
so I'll fast forward a little bit to
Mm-hmm.
when I actually did lose the weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to give y'all some in-depth stuff that I didn't even I wanted to save from my book, but whatever, I'll put it in there. But I'm gonna share it live with you all here right now.
Y'all getting
Um,
exclusive.
yeah,
Hold
I'll
up,
get
hold up,
some.
hold up, Q. They can you can't share this without them doing something. Hey, everybody who's watching right now, understand this man, he's gonna be writing a book. All right, he's gonna be writing a book. And it's gonna be transformational, right? And so he's getting ready to share this stuff on this live, right? This is real time. So what I need for you to do is hit that little arrow in the bottom right hand corner and share this video with 5 people. Share the video with 5 people, and then come back and comment done. 5. All right? All right. So let's dive into it. Let's dive into it. Let's get into it.
All right, we in there. Y'all focus. Y'all listening. Let's go. So throughout my entire childhood, my biggest insecurity was mainly I had man boobs, right? Um, and I tend to see a lot of kids walking around now that have the same issue, and I can't help but sympathize for them because I know how they feel. I know how it made me feel, and it's just one thing. If you could eliminate that problem within itself, forget abs, forget chisel, this, that, whatever. If you could eliminate that problem within itself, you will feel 1,000 times better about yourself, and the world will be perfect, right?
Right.
So for me as a kid, walking around with that, and it holding me back from so much. Like, it's one thing to be fat and just be fat, but it's one thing to be fat, but then know that you're not supposed to be fat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew the person I wasn't who I was supposed to be.
Mm.
I was happy about everything else. I'm a decent looking guy.
Right.
I always had friends. I never struggled with anything but that one thing eternally. So I'm a fast forward a little bit. I'm gonna speed it up. I'm gonna give you all the details. But one big game changing moment in my life was, I'm blessed to have parents, both um, mom and dad. And my dad did the biggest thing for me as a child that I don't even think he realized the effect it had on my life. Um, I actually had surgery on my chest, in which I got the fat cut out. And probably the happiest moment of my life. But within that moment, it created another moment, another defining moment. And this is why I go to talk about the starting points for your journey. You know, after I had my surgery, I was on bed rest for 4 to 6 weeks. I was at home chilling. My little sister, she's feeding me. My mom feeding me. My dad coming upstairs, spending the night with me. It was wonderful. I felt like a king. But I had time to sit down and just think, and not just think. You know, I don't know if you all know how the whole surgery thing goes, but when you have surgery, you have to clean it. And so there were a couple of days where I'm in the bathroom just looking at myself, and I'm in awe because it's like finally I have a flat chest.
Right.
That's big because I was a kid. I used to walk around with 2 or 3 shirts on to try to hide from society, hide that from society. That's how insecure I was. And I don't even know if anybody cared or not, but I cared. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so in that moment, I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, you know what? I really hate my stomach because the flat chest made me look at something else.
It's like it's always after one problem gets solved, it's something else.
And so that moment there was a defining moment for me because without words, I had committed to the journey. I committed to the task at hand because I already took one thing out. It's like, okay, I'm flat chested now. Now I can handle this. And so from the first day I could work out, I told you I was on bed rest for 6 weeks, literally. I didn't do anything 6 weeks. That day one, after that 6 weeks, I went on a run outside, and I'm running. I probably did like 2 miles, but my heart was about to beat through my chest. And I mean, like, I had never felt that because I always had so much weight on my chest.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I never felt it like that.
Yeah.
But in that moment, that day one to 6.5 months later, 78 pounds.
Wow.
Like, and I heard you say, you was like, he's sick. I wasn't sick. I was hungry.
Right.
And I was focused. It was like I was determined to get rid of my stomach. And I hit the ground running. I literally trained myself. I worked out every day. Every day, whether my back was hurting, my knee was hurting. If my knee was hurting, I put a brace on it. If I hurt my back or tweaked it doing something, I put a back brace on that and I keep it moving.
Right.
I worked around every ache or ailment because I was so driven. It's like the ball was already rolling. Like it's on me now. You know what I'm saying?
Oof.
And then from that point on, I should have did it. I could bet you money week to week that I would lose 2 or 3 pounds. Like that's how fast it was falling off. But I stayed on my regimen. Now, granted, I wasn't like super educated in nutrition. I didn't know my macros, but we know right from wrong. We know right from wrong. And I knew for me as a kid, you know, I ate fast food, McDonald's every day. I can remember what I ordered. Hey, two double cheeseburgers, large sweet tea, 2 apple pies.
This is raw and uncut right here.
Hey, that was a $5 meal right there. And we in high school or, you know, post high school, like early college.
Right.
$5 to get all of that, that was a stretch. So I was happy about that. Not knowing the damage it was doing to my body, you know, the Debbie cakes and sodas. I grew up drinking sodas and eating whatever. I don't remember eating off the kids menu as a kid. I guess you can call that privileged or I don't know. Is it good or bad? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Shit, I used to do it too. I was right there. Like when I was in college, like when I went to Georgia State University, that's when I realized how much of an impact nutrition made on our health and our appearance. Beforehand, I grew up eating soul food damn near every day. You know, it was like every day. You know, the movie Soul Food, like that. It wasn't just on Sundays. It was every day.
Dude, to this day, like my wife loves soul food, and she'll mention it, and I'd be like, Like I'll reference stuff in the past, like I can't do that. It made me fat. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just one of them things, man. When you finally click and become in tune with yourself, like you don't want to revert back to old ways, because everybody don't have self discipline. You know what I'm saying? So some things are better left. Like don't revisit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Um,
huge. That's huge.
but but back to the story. You know, I changed my nutrition, and this is advice for people. People asking, what kind of healthy food should they be eating? How about you just stop eating the unhealthy foods first? I cut out the fast foods. I cut out all the gas station snacks, the sodas, the Arizona sweet teas, the
Woo.
Fanta Reds. We don't name them by their flavor. We name them by the color.
Right.
Um, like if you just start cutting out all the bad stuff that you do, you'll kind of be pushed into, like, I don't know, eating more fruits, drinking more waters, eating more
Right.
baked foods. Stop eating all the American delis and I don't know, Popeyes, whatever it is that you have a guilty pleasure for. Like, pull back on it a little bit.
Right. Right. That's sound advice. Like seriously, because I think so many people do. I get that question. I wish I had $1 for every time people ask me that question on social media. What foods do I need to eat? That's big, man. That's a big takeaway.
Yeah.
But before we continue to move forward, guys, for everybody who's tuning in right now, if you jumped on just now or just a minute or two ago, we're talking to a fitness expert, Mr. Quortnee Holliday. It's holiday season right now.
Oh, gangsta grill.
Hey, gangster grills. We're
Yes,
talking
sir.
to an expert who's lost over 100 pounds. Okay, and he's sharing advice. Not only is he sharing a story, which you're gonna see advice just listening to a story, but he's also gonna be sharing advice about how you can too drop, whether it's 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 50 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever it is. I mean, we share gems on here. It's Jay Jackson Official Podcast for a reason because I'm bringing officials on here, guys who are all the way 100 official. I see we got some questions. Stay tuned because towards the end of the podcast, we're going to be answering all the questions. So stay locked in, stay tuned. I promise you, we go get to them. Okay. Now, Q, I know you were just talking about what steps you start to take as far as that transition to start
Mm-hmm.
getting that weight off, right? Hey, not saying, hey, I got to eat these foods, but let me stop eating the bad foods, right? And so let's start from there and let everybody know what else you did to make that transformation.
Well, you know what? I think first thing, people have to understand that your transformation is not going to happen overnight. Like, I think everybody wants is instant gratification,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And with that instant gratification, they're looking to lose 60 pounds in 30 days or 60 days. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Whereas if you lose if you lose 2 pounds this week, you should be clapping and applauding for yourself.
It's facts.
And whatever you did this week, next week.
Right.
It's about your habits and your routine. People look down on them 2 pounds or that 1 pound. Sometimes it's not even pounds per se that you may lose. It's body fat. Like, there's so many factors that you have to pay attention to within your journey that you cannot base on a 30-day mark. Like, give yourself time. Give yourself time to almost curse. Give yourself time to, like, mess up. Like, life is like this. But long as you're in your wave and you have that big jump, you might hit that wave again, but that wave gonna spike again. That's how your journey is.
That's real talk.
Unless you're preparing for a show, which you have no room for error in, it's not realistic for the average human being. Just understand you're gonna have bumps along your journey, but long as you're still going up. That's the
Mm.
key. The key is forming a routine. And when I say routine, I'm gonna answer this question now.
Yeah.
I think with Jay Jones, he asked about the routine with cheat meals. You know, my daily nutrition is routine. Either I'm a prep my food it's gonna be the same thing, or I'm gonna eat at the same 2 or 3 places.
Oh,
Routine. You know what I'm saying? It's a habit. So I know worst case scenario. Okay, I couldn't cook last night, but I'm gonna eat here for breakfast. I'm gonna eat here for lunch. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat that, and it's the same all the way around. My cheat meals, your cheat meals will evolve.
man, bro.
Sometimes they don't even be as bad. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Man, I don't know if y'all understand what he's saying. Right, this is it. Like, a lot of people think there's this huge secret to dropping weight. And obviously we've been doing it a long time, right? And so I do want to empathize with people because it can be challenging, right? But at the same time, there are principles and things that are like fundamental when it comes to whether you want to drop weight or if you want to build muscle, whatever the case is, or even if you want to step on stage as a bodybuilder. It's like principles that you have to follow to achieve that result that you want to accomplish. And one of them being routine, right? Which Q just said. And then the other one being, this is something that I talk a lot about, and I've never heard you say this, but it's super important. A lot of people think about preparation as far as like meal prepping, but I don't think a lot of people think in terms of like just preparing in means of like, what are 3 places that I can go to eat if I don't want to cook or if I don't have the time to cook? So let's talk about that for a second. Like, what's like the importance that made you say, let me just figure out what are these like 3 places that I could just go to get food whenever I don't feel like cooking if I can't?
Well, you have to sometimes base things off what you eat. Now, granted, I know depending on the side of town you're on, it's a little more
Right.
challenging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Granted, we're in Smyrna, we're in Buckhead, so it's a little bit easier. We have better options.
True.
Now, if I was on a different side of town where I didn't have as many good options, then I would have to put more time and energy into my prep. Like you just have less room for error. That's all it is. But I think when people think about prepping, they think about sitting in the kitchen for hours
Yep.
and blase. No, I could literally prep 2 meats in 45 minutes while you got some vegetables roasting at the same time, the rice in the rice cooker cooking, or the sweet potatoes you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
Right.
it's all about routine. It's all about your not habits, but it's all about the routine. Once you form a routine of prepping, you perform a system. Once you got that system, prepping is nothing. It's like it's second nature. Okay, it's gonna take me 45 minutes to cook this and this and this. I might not cook this because it takes a little bit longer, but I'll cook this because I can cook this in the same amount of time it's gonna take me to cook these 2. You have to think about that kind of stuff and calculate. You have to calculate your day. If I didn't cook for the next couple of days, my day is
Right.
calculated. I'm already at breakfast. I'm already thinking about dinner. I already calculated my lunch when I ordered my breakfast.
Right.
But now I'm thinking about dinner. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people take the steps to think through the entire day of what they're going to do, what they're going to eat, when they're going to eat it. You know, mine is so far planned out that, my first meal is typically a pre-workout meal. And I'll push that meal back throughout my day because I'm training in the morning. Um, Guys, I kind of intermittent fast, but I don't.
Right.
I just stretch my start time of eating, but
Right.
I base it upon my first workout. So typically I'll work out around 12 p.m. at the earliest or 1:30 at the latest.
Right.
I'm not going to eat too far away from that time because if I do, then by the time it's time for me to work out, my body's going to be then burnt. It's going to be then burn that food off.
That's true.
So I time my foods with my first workout. Then after that, it's post workout, dinner. I might have a shake a shake or something as a snack later on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say everything is calculated. So if you don't have a system for your eating, if you don't have a system for your life, then you're gonna be in a disarray.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like that's why I always tell people, like, fitness is not just you got to have this perfect diet, this perfect workout program. It also comes with like having some type of self-awareness,
Yes.
awareness around how you want to live your life. Like, I think some people really should just grab a journal, get you like a bullet journal. I love these little bullet journals. I get some Barnes and Nobles, because you can literally write down what places do I like eating at. You know, what are like the top 3 to 5 places I enjoy eating at? You know, what time of day do I prefer to work out? You know, what when I sleep X amount of hours, when do I feel the best when I wake up in the morning? You know, and so that way you're like, okay, I notice when I get 7 hours of sleep, I feel amazing when I wake up. And if I drink 2 glasses of wine or tequila the night before, I feel horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like your body is showing you patterns. And so you just got to be aware of them and be receptive to those patterns, because some people, they just kind of go against the patterns. They go against the pain. They go against the resistance when your body is telling you, hey, you might not need to do this right here because we getting brain fog when we do it like this.
Exactly.
Or we feeling tired when we wake up in the morning when we do things like this, you know? And so I feel like that's super important. I do
Well, you
I do
know,
want to say, what are you about to say?
well, to your point, you know, about the tire, you know, in the community, we like to call that the itis.
Right, right.
You know, it was okay. It meant your food was good because it made me sleepy. That's bad. That's all
It's
bad.
bad. Yeah, a
That's
lot of
all
people don't
bad.
know that. That's
That's
true.
bad. Food is our source of fuel. We get our energy from our food. So you should be refreshed when you eat. You shouldn't be bloated. You shouldn't be stuffed. You should be ready to move on to the next task. Like it's simply that. It's fuel.
That's
And
facts.
if you mistreat it, then you know bad things happen.
That's right. That's right. And on that note, guys, everybody that's tuning in, people who you may just have jumped on, we're talking to fitness expert Quortnee Holliday about how he dropped 100+ pounds and how you can do the same thing too, even if it's not 100 pounds. All right. And the next thing I want to go into, guys, this is huge. All right. This is huge because nobody wants to make mistakes. Nobody wants to step into a pitfall that they don't know about, because it's going to waste you a whole lot of time and energy, right? And so, Q, what are some of the most common, we could say the top 2 or 3 mistakes that you see a lot of people continue to make over and over and over again that's holding them back from being able to, you know, achieve the results that they want?
Most people don't eat enough.
That's deep. Let's talk about that.
Most people don't eat enough. And they think, and not they, but people think it's okay that they're not eating. You know, you'll ask them like, okay, so what did you eat today? It's 2 things. It's
Mhm.
you know, you're gonna get the term I eat healthy. You know, you ask the person about their nutrition,
Yeah.
right? So when we're talking about things you eat, again, like I said, everything is calculated. You know, the body only efficiently operates off a certain amount of calories per day, right? It's somewhere between like 1,200 to 1,000. That's just operating fuel.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about weight loss, um, you definitely have to be in a caloric deficit, but you have to meet those calories that are required for your body type, for your height, age, your level of activity,
Yeah.
the amount you work out. When I say level of activity, I'm talking about your work. Like, what are you doing during your work? How many times are you working out per week? All those things factor in caloric. For me, what I always tell people, you know, especially with my clients, it's like I'm gonna give you the base model. We're gonna do this, but it's kind of on you to seek further knowledge, because all our bodies are not the same. The same thing Jay can eat, I can't eat the same thing my wife can eat. We eat separate things in the household because I know what for me, she she likes what she likes, and she knows what works for her. And so it's
Right,
like
right.
sometimes we be on 2 different accords. And, you know, certain things she may cook, I may not eat because it's just not in line with what I'm trying to do. You know
Ooh.
what I'm saying? And as a man, I hear it all the time. I talk to the male guys I train. Most males typically wait for dinner, and they'll eat whatever.
Hmm.
I'm more of a team player, meaning I'm gonna call her, hey babe, what's for dinner? If it's not in line, she know. I'm gonna pick something up. I'm gonna pick this up, or I'm gonna go grab this from Sprouts and come home. I'm gonna cook this.
Right.
Just because the journey so long that
Right. Right. That's
we work well together. But going back
huge.
to people not eating enough, it's just like your car. It's just like your vehicle. If you're trying to drive from Atlanta to Miami, it's 700 miles, right? But if you only fill the tank up one time, you're not gonna make it. So the body's the same way. You have to keep refueling that body to get through those 3 to 4 hours.
Yep.
It's gonna be about 3 to 4 hours. If you're hungry every 3 to 4 hours, then that metabolism is firing. So that's a good thing. When you're hungry, that's a good thing. Feed it. It wants nutrition to keep going, to continue this journey, to keep shooting you upward. And the moment you stop, you halt everything.
That's so true.
And that's when the body holds on. It's like, okay, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I don't know what I'm gonna eat again. So we're just gonna hold on to this.
Yeah, our bodies are like survival mechanisms.
Yep.
And I, like, will a person, if a person just stops eating, period, they just stop eating everything, will they lose weight? Yeah, they will. But in terms of like building lean muscle mass and looking the part, feeling good about the way you look, yeah, you can't starve yourself. And
But
so it's
also touch on like what that means if you do lose weight because you're not eating. That's malnutrition.
malnutrition,
I mean,
100%.
we've all seen the commercials of the kids over in Africa. Like they're just malnourished. They're not getting enough of anything,
That's
right?
true. Yeah. Shout out to my VIP client Ivy on here right now. What up, Ivy? What up, Ivy? I seen your wifey on here too. I seen Yabu on here showing love and support.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I'm
see,
talking about?
hey man, holiday season, baby.
You know, holiday
Holiday
season.
season.
That's what's up. So you touched on something huge just a few minutes ago, which is you have a wife, right? You have a family, you know, and a lot of people would make the excuse of, man, I got to take care of my family. I got kids. I got work. How do I find the time to get this done, man? I'm just not motivated, Jay. Can you just motivate me, Q? What do I need to do? Like, what are some steps that, you know, somebody can do, male or female, it doesn't matter. What are some steps that they can take to transform their body to just get the results they want to while juggling business or work and having a family?
I mean, it goes back to the system. A guy who works, if you're a guy who works 9 to 5 every day, we'll start there. Then, in my opinion, you have time. You have time to prep food. You know, don't. I feel like we're in a different generation, we're in a different era
Yeah.
of marriage and relationships, and so me and my wife, we operate a little differently. Like I don't put no one task on her. Like you got to clean, you got to cook dinner. No, it's a team effort. If she can't cook, I'll cook. If we neither one of us can cook, we're gonna order something.
I love
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna figure it out. I'll wash dishes, she'll wash dishes. I'll vacuum. Well, I'm the only one that vacuums. Everyone else is banned. But I'm saying that to say, like, stop trying to point fingers at other people. The responsibility is yours. So if you know you need to eat this, and this, but your wife is juggling her job, the kids, and the household, then I feel like you okay to go cook some chicken. It might take you 30 minutes. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I feel
100%.
like more men should step up and
Yeah.
handle stuff on their own, whereas as opposed to putting it off on the lady. That's just my opinion.
I agree with that. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
huge. I believe in that fairness. You know,
because at the end of the day, you're gonna blame somebody else because you're not losing. Correct?
right. Yeah. That ain't right.
It's not right. It's not right. So men, get off your ass, cook your food.
There you go.
It's
That's
that
right.
simple, man. Like, and if you don't know how to cook, that's fine. Pinterest.
So what would you say to that man or woman who's like, oh my God, my husband, he love eating all that damn pizza. He lose weight so easy, but I can't eat like that if I want to lose weight. Or the guy who's like, man, she eating all that Ben and Jerry's, and man, I can just inhale it, man. What do they need to do, Q?
Look, man. Fortunately for some people do have those genetics to where they can eat whatever they want and get away with it.
Right.
I'm not one of them people. Like my wife, we're you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. It started buffering for a second, but you back.
Okay. As a person, you gotta know your limits. You gotta know one thing you can eat. That could be in a day, it could be in a week. You just have to know when to pull back. And don't try to do what everybody else do. If you're the wife whose husband eats whatever he wants, don't try to keep up with him.
Facts. Oof.
You have to do your own thing. Like I said earlier, we all have different body types. They require different sources of fuel. You find what works for you, and you have to stick to that.
Mm.
And it goes back to what I said earlier. Sometimes me and my wife don't eat the same thing, but I know that. Like if she cooks spaghetti, I'm not eating pasta like that.
Right.
That's on my fat list. So I'm gonna stay away from that.
Right.
If it's dinner time, I'm not consuming those kind of carbs for dinner, especially. So, and for me, everything is calculated. People you have to learn your calculations. I guess the best thing to do for everybody who's watching this right now is make a list of your good habits and your bad habits. And from there, we have to form a system. I know it's certain things you just can't live without. For me, it would be burgers, pancakes, cookies. I like some cookies.
I'm not too. I
And
I grabbed some of the monster cookies the other week, like maybe 2
what you
weeks.
think? What you
Oh
think?
yeah. Oh, that's it.
That's it, right?
It's the spot. It's the new spot.
That's the spot. Figure out what it is you can't live without. You have to incorporate it into your system. That's fair. Like because I'm not giving up my cookies. I'm not giving up burgers, and I'm eating the bread. You know what I'm saying? I ain't giving up the pancakes because, and I'm eating the maple syrup with the pancakes. But I'm a plan for that. I'm a strategically plan my diet around
Yeah.
that. And the day that I have it, again, like I said, everything is calculated. So let's say I have the pancakes on Saturday, right?
Right.
What you think? Pancakes, roughly calorie wise, about 12, 1,500, depending.
Oh yeah. You got them thick, fluffy ones. Oh yeah. They add up quick.
They add up quick. So for me, I don't have a cheat meal day. It's just kind of I don't know because I can go weeks because my food is so good on a regular basis. I can go through the weekend and not drink, not have a cheat meal. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. You don't always have to have a cheat meal. I think we're just trained to say we need a cheat meal as a reward. No, if you did good all week and you feel okay, weekend don't force that on you. Just keep going. You ain't gonna do nothing to help you, make you better, escalate your journey or your progress.
That's
And
real.
then come Tuesday or Wednesday, if you feel the urge, then do it because you just went 7 or 8 days, 9 days without putting any BS in your body. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Ooh.
But give yourself a grace period. Give yourself time. You know, I consider cheat meals like this. It's like we're going to take a test. You probably know all the answers to the test, but you already think about cheating.
Right.
Stop thinking about cheating before you even finish the test. Like just take it day by day.
Right.
But then I'm gonna share this with the people as well because I feel like they feel like fitness experts or gurus or whatever don't struggle even still in their present day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
The struggle is real.
That's real. That's true.
The struggle never ends, but you find ways to cope past it. And for
Yep.
me, I talk myself out of a lot of stuff.
You have to.
Like, no, and please understand, everybody watching this video, you have to talk yourself out of stuff because it's not easy. We're human beings. Like, truth be told, I'm a fat kid at heart. I still like sweets and food. I just don't eat it all the time.
Same.
Or I find a healthier version that will suffice until I get my cookies or my pancakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's an ongoing process until you form that just gun ho discipline to where all you see is just kale and broccoli and chicken and mushrooms.
That ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, man. Q, this has been amazing. For everybody that may have just jumped on, right now we're talking to Quortnee Holliday, the superstar fitness expert, on how he dropped 100+ pounds, and right now he dropping some gems, you know, about how he did it and how he's continuing to not only did he lose the weight, but how he's able to keep it off, right? And so the next thing I want to do now is just do some Q&A. You know, I see a lot of people comment and asked a lot of questions, and so we're going to answer some of those questions. We have a question box down here. I know some people ask questions in the thread, which is cool. I'm gonna scroll through those, but we're gonna get to these questions in this little comment box. Let's see if I can put this up here. All right, cool. My first time doing this. Somebody says, can I lose 25 pounds by May 15th?
What's
LOL.
today? What's today?
This is March.
Today the 14th.
March 14th, I believe it is. And you got April, May. What you think?
25. It can be done.
Yeah.
Sustained.
What was the last part?
Can it be sustained?
Right.
I
Right.
don't think. Okay, so it's a huge point that I missed earlier. I didn't get to touch on, but if you view my page or look at my captions or just scroll through my timeline, you would notice you rarely see me post anything about nutritional advice. I'll post workouts because one of the first steps is of course getting active. But my biggest thing for my journey and for anybody's journey is your mindset, right? So the reason I preach so much about mindset because I can give you all the information in the world. I can give you the blueprint to lose 100 pounds in 2 days. I can give you the blueprint to build this amount of muscle in 5 days. But if you don't have the right mindset going into it, nothing's gonna happen. And so, quick gem for everybody. Like, if you really want to transform your life, you'll have your weight loss journey. It starts with your mind. You have to change who you are as a person because your goals are going to require you to be a different person. We can't change our physical without changing our eternal. You know what I'm saying? You can't have abs with a what they call those spare tire mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
And so it takes you constantly working on changing your mindset, changing your habits, your views. I mean, I ain't gonna say beliefs, but like everything about you has to change because you're gonna become a different person.
That's true. Man, that's a good one. We're gonna do some rapid fire because I know we got quite a few of them. Let's see. Somebody says, hmm, all right, do we get the other one up there? I might have to exit that one out. Let's see. All right. One says, what are your motivation tips for those who fell off because of COVID and are finding it hard to get back on it?
You gotta find your why.
Mm.
You gotta find your why. Like why are you doing it? Um, and I know for me to say, all right, for me to say to wake up one day and say, oh, I want abs. That's not a big enough why. Like the risk behind it is not big enough. You desire abs. You don't really want abs. Like what do you really want? And so that goes with really analyzing your goals. Like break your goals down. I don't think people really look at themselves and figure out what it is they really want. Like if you asked me, Q, what do you want to do with your body in the next year?
Right.
Oh, okay. I want to keep increasing my leg size. I want broader. I want bigger shoulders. More defined back. Like I'm gonna take you down a whole rabbit hole of everything I want, and you're gonna see this picture I'm painting. And so for you trying to get back on track and then you finding it hard, it's because your why is not big enough. Really sit down, analyze your goals and what it is you want, and then formulate a plan. Start with, okay, I'm gonna work out Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Commit to those 3 days. Don't change it for. I don't care if it's cold outside, raining, snowing, sleeting. If it's sleeting, you just gotta stay in the house. But still do something. But commit, figure out your why, and commit to your why.
Right.
And know that every day ain't gonna be sunshine and rainbows, because I'm here to tell you, it's been times where I sat in the front of my gym for an hour trying to get my mind right for my workout. I'm not going home. I'm gonna do this workout, but let me get my mind right and ready to do this because I committed to it. You know what I'm saying?
That's so huge, man.
It's the really finding your why, your goals in depth. Like, know exactly what you want. Don't just say I want abs. That's not big enough. Don't say I want a big butt. That's not big enough. Like, you gotta think big.
Woo, he dropping gems. He dropping gems right now. I wish we had some kind of software we could like put some fire behind you right now. just like this guy on fire. That's what's up. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all asking the questions. We're about to move on. I'm happy that you asked that question. Let's see if we can get some more in here. Let's get to Ivy. Ivy says, top 3 healthy restaurants in ATL. Q, what you got?
Okay. Are we talking like restaurants? Are we talking like dine-in restaurants or like something quick?
Let's go quick, because I know Ivy, she's a busy professional. And so let's do quick and healthy.
Okay. Jay, you know my number one, Kava over in Buckhead, Rosa Road.
Kava is a good one, yeah. That's one of my go-tos.
Yeah, they replaced all the Zoe's Kitchens.
Oh yes, Zoe's used to be my baby, man. But yeah, it's Kava now. Yabo says Brax.
Brax, that's it. Yeah, Brax Kitchen. And let me see. I don't eat at a lot of places. Let's see. Let's bring it down one, because those are in a different area. So let's give an option of something that's local. Like everyone goes to like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A always offers a chicken salad. And worst case scenario for me, if I had to go to Chick-fil-A and get a chicken salad, I would get the grilled chicken salad with an extra serving of chicken.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely for guys, like we need a little bit more protein.
A little more protein.
That's it.
I always, I go for me, for the most part, I'll eat at Kava. I'll go to Whole Foods because I can always get veggies and a source of protein, some fruits. I can always get that at Whole Foods. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Those kind of the only two. Like when I told you I'm systematic, that's about the only 2 places I eat. You have Kale Me Crazy. They offer the smoothies, the salads. So definitely check out your fruit bars.
That's 100, man.
Those might be my 3 right there. And if you got anything else to piggyback on and add on to that, then definitely do so.
Yeah, I would say a lot of people don't know this, but Whole Foods and Publix, they have like pre-made meals already. Not only do they have like the bar in there, the food bar, but they also have pre-packaged meals. Like they have salmon in there with vegetables. You can get chicken Caesar wraps. They got all kind of stuff in there, man. Upbeat is in Midtown for everybody who's here in Atlanta, because I know a lot of people who follow us are not here in Atlanta too. But hey, if you come out here to the ATL, now you know some spots you can eat at. But I appreciate it for asking the question, Ivy. That's a good one. All right, let's see. Somebody said, and we're about to start going rapid fire, because I know people are starting. Man, last podcast, man, they blew us up on the questions. Somebody says, losing postpartum lower belly advice. So she has some belly fat she want to get rid of, you know, the pooch. You know, I know a lot of women, they come to me, hey, how do I get rid of this little pooch? So, Q, what you got for her?
You know what? There's one determining factor in that situation, postpartum, because if the mother is breastfeeding, then they can't go into such a deficit because they need all the nutrients to give to the baby.
Mm,
But I mean, as long as you're having a healthy diet, um, again, calculate. You should be doing at least 3 meals a day, few snacks in between. I would keep my fruit early on in the day. Calm the carbs down as the day progresses. No carbs
right.
for dinner. Healthy in a healthy workout regimen. Then I don't see why it would be a struggle to lose that weight. It's
Yeah,
actually easier. It's actually easier losing weight for females while they're breastfeeding than it
I've noticed.
is once they stop breastfeeding.
Yeah, I have
I don't
noticed.
know. I don't know the science behind it, but I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
Yeah,
Um,
that's solid. That's good. Let's move on to the next one. Uh, let's see. And somebody says, once you go into a calorie deficit, when do you go lower? Is there a such thing as too low?
yes, that's when you're not eating enough.
There you go. That's facts. So the best thing you can do there, Numec, is you got to figure out how much is the required amount of calories just to maintain your weight first, right? And then you go into a deficit based on your maintenance amount of calories. And so, like what I normally do with my clients is we figure out what that maintenance is, and then we drop it anywhere between 300 to 500 calories, right? And then see how much weight they lose. If they start plateauing, then we can drop it a little bit more, and that's assuming that they've been staying the course. They've been consistent with the nutrition regimen. They've been consistent with the workout regimen. Now, if you fall off the workout or the nutrition, then you're going to get skewed results because you got to be consistent before you say, okay, let me dial back the amount of calories even more, right? And so that's what I would say for you to do, okay? Let's see. Ivy had another question.
We said one thing major in here too. You said when
Yeah,
they fall off. Like I want everybody to understand that if you fall off, the best thing to do is just get back on track. Don't dwell on it. If you messed up and had a bad meal, don't sit there and ponder on it and go have another one. Like sweep it under the rug. Get back on track. That's all you got to do.
that's facts. That's facts. Ivy says, if you sit at a desk all day, is 30-minute workout enough? Ooh, I love that question. I love that one.
My 30-minute workout, definitely enough. I don't know what your 30-minute workout is. 30 minutes is definitely better than nothing. But if you're a person, Jim, if you're a person that sits at a desk all day, then your diet should be low calorie. You want to base your carbohydrates around your level of activity. So honestly, I'll eat lots of veggies. I'll probably have some fruit, maybe the first meal. Lots
Mm-hmm.
of veggies, lots of protein, lean proteins. And then if you're gonna work out that evening or something, then I would have some carbohydrates then to kind of fuel up for the workout, and then also have some carbohydrates after to replenish to put it back. You got to put it back. So that's a
Solid.
gym. If you're a person that sits at a desk all day, your diet should be very low carb
Yeah,
because you're not
you
you're
know,
not doing anything.
there you go. That's perfect. That's spot on. Let's see. All right. Well, we got a lot of questions. We're about to go rapid fire. Well, you know what? Some of these questions have already been answered. We only have two more. All right. So Newman said another one. How do you know how much of the deficit you need for your current weight in order to lose weight? There's a couple of different calculators out there that you can. I think it's like the TDE calculator that you can go find online.
Mm-hmm.
If you type in calorie counter for like weight loss, and normally it'll ask you your height, your weight, your level of activity, and then from there you just want to have a starting point. Right? This is what I always tell people, because even if you don't have the perfect starting point, you have a starting point. You have a foundation. And you do that for 1 to 2 weeks. But if you don't see any change at all, if you don't see any results, and that's assuming that you are being consistent with staying under that calorie amount and you're exercising. If you're not seeing any results, then you want to dial that amount back. And so let's say, for example, if that app said, hey, you need to be eating 2,000 calories a day, and you've been going 2 weeks and you've been doing everything right, you might need to dial it back 150 calories, or dial it back 200 calories and start eating 1,800 instead. Okay.
Or talk about the carbs. Like, how many carbohydrates are you eating per day within those 2,000 calories?
There
Like,
you go.
where are those 2,000 calories coming from?
Exactly. Going even deeper on it, yeah, because you got your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. These are macros. And so one thing that my way of doing it is I tell people your protein is constant. Like, there's only so much protein you're going to eat on a daily basis. But one thing that I like to manipulate a lot in my diet and my clients' diets is the carb intake. And so it's not eliminating it completely, but if we're going to drop calories, if we're going to reduce the amount of calories they're eating, instead of cutting back on the protein, we're going to cut back on the starchy carbs. And we're going to eat more protein and veggies. And you want to add anything else to that, Q?
No, you said it. You said it all.
All right, let's see.
I have a question for you, Job.
What up? What up?
Thing going around with everyone who is trying to lose weight, and everyone's jumping into, and just you can give me your opinion, but everyone's jumping to going vegan. And so, like, what's your take on that? My take is I feel like the meat is not the problem. It's the excess of carbohydrates and fats and processed foods. The meat is our source of protein, which we need. And if you're not knowledgeable about going plant-based, then yeah, you're gonna lose weight. But I think it's gonna be more so along the lines of malnourishment.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Right.
I know what you mean. And so my biggest thing on that is you got all these different diets that it seems like a different diet comes out every year, right? You have the carnivore diet. It's centered around cutting out your carbs and your fats and just eating a whole lot of meat, right? You have the keto diet that was like pretty big like a year or two ago, where you're eating high fats, minimal protein, and barely any carbs. And now you have the veganism that's come about, where you're not really eating any meat, you're just eating veggies and some healthy fats here and there. And what I found is all these different diets, they have something in common. They are depriving you of a specific food group. And I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching right now, if just like I know, if you cut out an entire food group, you're going to lose weight. Like, the only way you're not going to lose weight is if you overeat on the other two food groups. And so what I always tell people is you got like proteins, carbs, and fats. These things are essential. We have to have these things. Like, if you're not going to eat them, you're going to have to start taking multivitamins as a supplement for something that you are deficient in. That's why they call these proteins and fat burners supplements, because it's to supplement something that you are deficient in. And so if you're not eating enough protein, like meats, then yeah, you may want to have a protein shake per each on a daily basis. But to say, hey, I'm going vegan just so I can lose weight, that's not the right approach I would tell you to take, because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Now, there are people out there that may do it for spiritual reasons, which is totally fine. But if you're doing it just to drop weight, then you want to start steering towards understanding what are the fundamentals, what are the principles that allow people to lose weight. Whether you do the keto diet, the fasting diet, the Atkins diet, the vegan diet, if people lose weight on all of them, right? But the reason they're losing weight is because they're eating in a deficit. So you got to figure out what that deficit, that calorie deficit is for you to drop weight. And once you understand that, you can pretty much eat whatever you want to eat. Like, I'm not saying, you need to be eating pizza and pancakes every day, but you can pretty much eat that kind of stuff as long as you don't overeat on the amount of calories that you need to eat. You're going to feel shitty.
That's it.
And so, and that's kind of like a downside to as you get in better and better shape, you almost feel the bad foods a lot quicker.
You
Like,
do.
I notice whenever I eat like a Snickers or something, I feel it within minutes. Like I feel bad within minutes. It tastes good, but I don't feel all that good. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk too much about neither. Like that health and having that energy from the foods you eat. You want to add anything else to that, Q?
Um, you kind of said something. You kind of just piggyback off something I said earlier.
Mm.
You mentioned like when you're formulating your plan, for your success journey. For me, the things I kept in my diet are the things I wanted, and I listed those things. With it was the cookies, the pancakes, the burgers. Like those are the things. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna lose 100 pounds, but I gotta have this. I don't gotta have it all the time. At least better eat this every now and then. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And so, long as you keep those things within that 20 to 15% of your diet, you won't feel. I don't feel bad eating any of those things, but I can eat other things that will send me off the edge. It would be like I can't. I don't really eat hot wings. You know what I'm saying? Because the grease, the grease, like I can't eat oily or greasy foods because I don't eat it on a regular. I don't eat it at all. And
Right.
so, and I can go to Whole Foods and they have certain meats that they cook in heavy oil and it makes me nauseous.
Right.
I don't have a heavy oil based diet. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
for me, what you're saying, with the foods you eat making you feel bad, I just keep the things that I really want. And and when I talk about burgers and cookies, I ain't talking about them little bitty thin ass patties that you go to the barbecue and eat. I ain't talking about McDonald's. I'm talking about the Kroger cookies over there. I'm talking about some real cookies. I'm talking about some
Thick boy.
real grass-fed Angus beef burgers. I'm getting the best pancakes out there. I'm not going to the bare minimum. I do it with quality. So
There you go.
I put quality good stuff in my body. I put quality bad stuff in my body.
Hey, there you go. I love it. I love it. I
And
feel
those are
like
my
that's
vice.
important.
That's my vice. That's my vice.
I love it, man. Let's get to this last question. They say, when you're already overweight, is it a good idea to go into a calorie surplus when weight loss is your goal? Hmm. Well,
Wait,
so
it said a trainer said my metabolism. What's the rest of it?
yeah. Okay, so it says a trainer said my metabolism was broke. The only way your metabolism is gonna be broke is if you're dead. Like we all have a metabolism. Like that's the only time our metabolism stops. But what you about to say, Q?
Bro.
It ain't broke. Uh, th- so here's the thing. Do you want to say something to that?
I mean, okay. The trainer's not wrong. It's just how they said it. It's not broke. It's just not. What's your metabolism doing right here? It's just chilling.
There you go.
It's just chilling. So when you get yourself on a regular eating regimen, and I want to say for I don't know, maybe initial week or so, it may be hard if you're not like, because I hear most people say they don't like breakfast, they don't eat breakfast.
Mhm.
But once you just form a habit of doing it, then your body's going to eventually respond, to, and it's going to respond by being hungry in the next couple of hours. That's when you know that your metabolism is firing. And so at that point, you want to form the consistency of eating within those time frames to keep all cylinders firing. You don't want that to stop. Once you get it going, you don't want it to stop.
That's so true. That's
And
true.
so and that comes with planning, because if you're not planning out your day, planning out your meals, it's gonna be waiting around like, hungry, what we doing? And you like, I don't know. I don't know. Like it's gonna eventually shut back down. So that's why the whole preparation is so key to your journey. It's key.
That's true. Man, I love it. I love it. Them gems right there. Woo. All right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all for asking all the questions. Again, we're talking to Quortnee Holliday, fitness expert, about how he dropped over 100 pounds and how you can do the same thing too. We're getting ready to go into the rapid fire 3 steps that you
You're
guys
welcome,
can
Isaac.
take leaving this video today, tonight, whenever you watch the video, right? To start dropping weight and getting the results that you want. So Q, if they're watching the video right now and they're like, man, I gotta get this weight off, man. I just got to. The summertime coming up, you know, I want to be out on that beach. You know, I don't want to be self-conscious about myself. I'm tired of worrying about my health. I'm tired of, you know, my partner looking all fit and I'm out of shape. Like, what are the 3 steps that people can take leaving this video to start getting that weight off?
Well, you know me, I'm gonna start with mindset. Until you work on changing your mindset, um, changing how you view things, how you move around, your habits, then nothing's gonna change. So we're gonna go mindset first, right? 2, we're gonna work on eliminating or baby steps. Like, don't do everything in one day. You can't go cold turkey. If you're a person who eat fast food every day or fried foods every day, you're not gonna be successful cutting everything out in one day and going cold turkey.
Right.
Slowly, just start to, like, instead of having the fast food for lunch, or if you have no other option, you get the salads, or eat some fruit, add extra proteins if you need to, then worry about dinner. But slowly wean yourself off of your bad habits. And if you don't know your bad habits, you need to jot those things down on paper. You put them in the bathroom, you put them on the kitchen, on the refrigerator, you put them in your mirror in the car.
Whatever you got to do.
With it, you put it on your back screen on your phone. You put all your bad habits so that you always see them, and every time you see them, you're gonna have a guilt. It's gonna be guilty. It's like, damn, I gotta stop eating this.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Love
So
it.
make a list of your bad habits and slowly wean yourself off of them. Fine. We got Google, we got the internet, we got social media. All the tools are out there. Find an option. If you like wings, air fry your wings. Cook your own wings. Put them in the air fryer. Put the Frank's buffalo sauce on them, and the same thing. Less grease, right?
Oh,
So let's have a so jump off another end. I'm gonna come right back though. So with my training, for every move I do, I have 4 or 5 other moves waiting, and just in case this piece of equipment is done. Same movement, but I got 4 or 5 other ways I can do the same movement. So for you all, list your bad habits. Each bad habit, you need to pick 4 or 5 different alternatives to keep you on track. Start there. We got mindset. We got listing our bad habits and put them in places where you can see them. Like, you're the only person that's gonna hold yourself accountable. Okay. And then number 3 is formulating a regular workout regimen. You don't have to have no partner. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. My journey, I lost 100 pounds, and I did this shit all by myself. I don't have, to this day, I don't have a workout partner. If you want to work out with me, cool. I don't care, but I don't need anybody because I hold myself accountable. So you gotta hold yourself accountable. You can't point fingers at anybody else.
That's true.
Not your husband, your wife, your kids, your mama, like nobody. Like, if you the only person, this is your life. So be the one that holds yourself accountable in every aspect. So the mindset is about growth. You have to grow into a different person. Know who are you trying to become? You're trying to become so you can work on becoming that person. Everything else is gonna follow because you're gonna grow. Your nutrition is gonna grow with your growth in your mindset. Your training is gonna grow. You're gonna grow from 3 days to 4 days, from 4 to 5, from 5 to, like, okay, yeah, I train this day and I do cardio afterwards. Like, you're gonna grow in so many different eras or lanes within that journey. But if your mind is not growing, you're gonna stay the same person. If you stay the same person, we're gonna be having the same conversation.
Man, bars right now. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome. So with that said, Q, final parting words of wisdom for anybody that's watching right now. One word of wisdom that you would give to that person to make that change. You know, they might be on the fence about wanting to transform their life, you know, and they just don't know what to do. They don't know what steps to take. What would you share for that person?
Hey, figure out your why.
Mm.
Find your why. Why are you doing this? And go in depth. Take time. Don't have a rushed answer like I want abs. Like I said earlier, that's not big enough. Like it, the initial goal can be just to have a healthier lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Just to feel good in your clothes. I just want
Yeah,
to feel good in my clothes. I just want to feel good wearing one shirt.
there you go. Man, it's powerful, man. I feel like I hope that y'all truly understand like how powerful that is because I have a bookshelf full of personal development books. And the reason why is because I had to continue to remotivate myself too. Like a lot of people, like you were saying earlier, we're human. You know, even
Human.
though we in fitness, we still have our own struggles. We still have, you know, urges to want to eat certain types of food. Days where we don't feel like working out. Days where we just sitting in front of the gym like, damn, I got to go do this today.
I gotta do
You know,
this.
we all have them. And so it's like we have that goal, but you have to have enough whys, have enough reasons why you got to make it happen. You know, whether it's you're like, man, I got to get my body right. I don't want to just lose these 20 pounds, but I want to lose these 20 pounds so I don't ever have to feel uncomfortable or self-conscious about my body anymore. I don't
Right.
ever want to have to worry about my health again. I want to always be able to not have to worry about my health because I want to be here for my children or my partner, you know, whatever it may be. You got to have enough reasons why it's important to you. And that's when it's going to happen because not having those things is going to cause discomfort. Not having those things is the consequence. Not having those things is the consequence. And it's going to feel a little painful. And so you got to say to yourself, here's why I want this. And I'm about to go make it happen. It's
I
a
got you.
decision.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, drop it. Drop it.
And do me one favor. Don't don't base your goals off how somebody else looks.
Ooh,
You can be motivated by their physical feature, but their aesthetics are their aesthetics. You're not gonna look like this particular person.
it's true.
You're gonna have your own bill. Like your body is your art sculpture. Like you're painting a picture, and you have the ability to sculpt it as fine tuned as you want to. So do that. Don't say I want to look like this person. Look at yourself. Start small. Change little things about your body. It will happen. You can change it mentally. You can put them on paper, but just work on those particular things. Don't base your goals off of other people and how they look. Be inspired by them, and then also
Mhm.
don't feel like you're gonna be motivated by quotes. I mean, me and Jay both have these quotes on our wall.
Right, right.
These quotes don't motivate me. Your motivation is eternal. You have to be self motivated, and quotes and other people can elevate your motivation, but it has to be in you.
It's true.
In you at the current moment. Let's work on yourself. Work on you. Developing that the eternal motivation to where nobody can tell you anything at whatever part of your journey, because the journey is it's a marathon.
It's true. Man.
And appreciate the small wins
Yeah,
because they add up.
they do. Man. I hope y'all either took notes or y'all go back and watch this again and take notes. I'm also gonna post this on my Instagram and I'll put it on YouTube as well. If you don't know how to get to it, just shoot me a personal message and I'll send you the link. I hope I don't regret saying that on this video. But anyway, Q, how can people find you
Hey,
on social?
you all can follow me at the only Quortnee because I am the only Quortnee with a Q. The THE only Quortnee QUORTNEE _
Love
the
it.
only Quortnee.
Love it, man. Hey,
Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the questions. Like, this was awesome. Me and Jay would definitely do this again.
on it.
If you have any more topics that you all want us to discuss, shoot them to Jay. Hey, he the man. Jay, you the man.
Yo, Q, I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you for your time tonight. And man, you this is way deeper than I thought it was gonna get. It was amazing. I loved it. And that's the reason I wanted to bring you on, because I've never lost 100 pounds. And I've said this in previous podcasts that I've done. I've never had 50 pounds to lose or 100 pounds to lose before. And I don't feel like it's right for me to say, well, because I haven't had to do it, I shouldn't be able to bring it to other people, you know?
Correct.
And so the reason why I do this podcast is because I want to be able to bring other people's stories like yourself, and where you've experienced being able to transform your body and lose over 100 pounds, you know? And that's something that I feel like is so powerful about life. Like, we all have our own story. We're all unique in our own ways. And just by you sharing your story, it's going to impact somebody. Somebody's going to be like, it might be one person watching this video one day and they like, man, I'm about to go do the same thing. You know, I'm tired of having, you know, the man breast or whatever, the man chest, the man boobs, right? It's like,
Man boobs.
I'm ready to make a change, you know, whatever it is. And so I'm going to continue
Starts
to
in the
do,
mind.
that's it. And like what Q said, it starts here. You know, it starts here. One of the mindset books I love is it's called Psycho-Cybernetics by this guy named Maxwell Maltz. I won't get into the whole story, but this guy was like he did like cosmetic surgery on people. And so, you know, what he found was people, they didn't shift their identity. Like, they would always feel like, I still look like the same person, but they have to shift how they view themselves internally. Like, when you shift the way you think about yourself and the way you perceive yourself to be, that's when other people are going to start seeing you as the way you see yourself. So hopefully that didn't go over your head. But this is the book I highly recommend, along with this book. Shameless plug. What you about to say?
I mean, you just said exactly what I said earlier. Like, you have to become the person you want to be mentally. Until then, you're gonna stay the same person.
Boom.
We can just end on that note.
We can end on that one, man. Yo,
just drop the mic.
Right, drop the mic. Yo, man, I appreciate you, and we'll do it again soon.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks for the engagement. I always love when y'all comment and engage, because it makes it just that much more fun for us all, right? So with that said, we over and out.
Good night.
Good night.